places.
Donald Trump sees a strong economy as the key to his re-election, but a quieter West Wing at the White House will serve as a reminder this week. He still has a long way to go. Alan Fisher, Al Jazeera, Washington.
Rina Shah is a political advisor, conservative commentator and chief executive of Loom Global Partners. Joins me now via Skype from Washington, D.C. Good to have you with us on the programme again, Rina. A valet, a press secretary, 3 senior medical advisors to the White House in isolation or quarantined, and the president thinks that it's all good. What's the message to the people of America then at the moment?
Well, the message is that the White House certainly has no clue what it's doing. And I think it's a testament, frankly, to the fact that the White House has not known what kind of waters it's in. And frankly, it is uncharted territory. So there's a bit of, leeway the American people have given the president just by virtue of the fact that there's so much unknown. But this is very clear that the virus has made its way into the House. Where was the problem? What led to this? And it's, again, very clear that this was something that resulted because of a lack of leadership.
In terms of the fact that there is a debate about opening up America, you both already heard my colleague Alan Fisher's report just a moment there, and it's business as usual as the president would like it. There is, and has been for the past few weeks, this pushback by governors. Is it a delicate balancing act right now, or is it a very clear-cut case when you still have the public, some of the public, saying we want our rights to move around freely?
Well, that lack of leadership I talk about is not purely an assault on the president. It actually includes a great many of the governors as well. And as many of the viewers are familiar, the states complicate so much because in our system, what we really essentially should have done, I believe, is said nationwide, let's have a lockdown. President Trump chose to say, hey, governors, heads of your states, you make the decisions. You either want to call these shutdowns, these stay-at-home orders, or you want to say move about freely. So what it's resulted in is people being very confused, and that lack of leadership coupled with a lack of comprehensive testing strategy, a failure to really essentially shut down disinformation that's spreading at great high rates right now on our social media channels and across the world. I know that's a problem, but here in the States, it's genuinely complicated the case for a great many Democrat governors who've suffered the wrath of the president simply because they've criticized him publicly. So it's become a political problem as well.
How much of a political problem is it to have 3 senior medical advisors in the White House all self-isolating or withdrawing themselves, you might say, from public life for at least a fortnight or 7 days while they try and sort themselves out? Because the public psyche at the moment in America is we are being advised by our politicians to go back out, to venture back out, either for work or play. And there's a big question mark over whether the public might want to do that regarding their own safety.
Well, I should mention that there's no real reliable polling we can look at right now on what percentage of the country wants to remain indoors and the other one saying, OK, let's just go out there if some of my state is opening up, for example. We don't know that yet. It is certainly very troublesome that the same coronavirus task force that the president just a few days ago publicly let be known that he's thinking about disbanding. Some of those members are now self-quarantining. There's a number of us that thought that this would have happened a few weeks ago, actually. So frankly, it's a bit surprising it's happening right now. But it really, frankly, should come as no surprise because the White House has not taken the social distancing measures that the CDC has long been recommending. I'm talking months now. They have not taken those measures seriously, and to the point where the vice president does not even wear a mask when he goes to facilities that have aged people. So we should not be surprised, and we should expect that chaos will ensue in these next couple weeks, probably, as the White House struggles to find its footing, because the messages right now, they're butting heads.
Indeed. Rina Shah, always good to get your opinion. Thanks very much for joining us from Washington, D.C.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Still ahead.